All right. So if you noticed by now, or you looked into the community tab, the community section of this page, you would know that we under a new home. We now fall under sportsview360.com. We no longer would be a part of strike7sports.com. This site is being in the process of being faded out, taken down, taken offline. And also the Saints discussions moniker will go away as well. Will be now known as Sports View 360 Saints. Sports View 360 Saints. Same New Orleans Saints content, same host of this channel, me, Derek Branch. But be on a new platform. Site will look somewhat similar to what you saw with the Strike Seven Sports site. The Saints page will be now on a part of sportsview360.com, part of that landscape. And there's no content on the site right now for the Saints, but there will be soon. New mock drive will be coming out. But for today's video, I want to talk about just some news that's came out concerning Dak Prescott. As many of you already know, Prescott, that the Cowboys and Dak Prescott have, you know, hold it they've called off talks of a new deal for that will extend Dak Prescott and most likely and pretty much will keep him in Dallas for a few more years. So he signed his new deal. I believe he signed that new contract in 2021. And the and now that that deal is almost up, he's going to become a free agent if a new deal has not been made between him and the Cowboys. So that has set off a lot of alarms, and websites out there, coming up with their projected lists of teams that can that could possibly make a run at Dak Prescott. I've already saw this. I saw this. So these lists was coming out the day it was announced. You know what I'm saying? And it's only started to heat up I would say the past 24 hours. I've seen a few stories, about where Dak could possibly end up. So this latest article by ProFootballNetwork.com, written by Dallas Robinson, talks about potential destinations for Dak Prescott. Dallas has 15 destinations, including the Giants, the Jets, and the Dolphins. Now, you see the Giants on there, their division rival. He can't be traded. Well, if you're an unrestricted free agent, you cannot be traded. You're free to sign with whoever you want to sign with. So, lo and behold, Mr. Robinson has your New Orleans Saints listed as a destination for Dak Prescott. He has him ranked at number 9. And I'm going to go ahead and read what Mr. Robinson said about why the Saints can be a potential landing spot for Dak Prescott. So number 9, he got the New Orleans Saints. While the Saints will give it one more try with their Derek Carr, Dennis Allen duel in place, New Orleans could start fresh in 2025. Finding a new head coach will be step one. But the Saints would also need to identify a new quarterback solution. The Saints are projected to be nearly $75 million over the 2025 salary cap. However, they could create $66 million in cap space by cutting just 4 players: Derek Carr, Alvin Kamara, Taysom Hill, and Cam Jordan. Key phrase right there. Let's go back to it. Key phrase. So this is how they can make this happen. But repeat it again. The Saints are projected to be nearly $75 million over the salary cap, the 2025 salary cap. However, they could create $66 million in cap space by cutting just 4 players: Derek Carr, Alvin Kamara, Taysom Hill, and Cam Jordan. Now, mind you, these aren't just four players. These are four cornerstone players. And to be honest, it's really like three cornerstone players. Derek Carr is still a newcomer to this team, a newcomer to this culture. Cam Jordan, Taysom Hill, and Alvin Kamara. That's firepower right here. You know, firepower. New Orleans can make the financials work. They always do. He's right about that. When the Saints want to go out there and get somebody, they're gonna move the money around to make it happen. We learned our lesson with Deshaun Watson. They were willing to make that happen and won't be afraid of chasing an upgrade like Prescott. So let's talk about it for a second. Let's talk about that. Would Derek Carr be an upgrade over Dak Prescott? I ask you again. Would Derek Carr be an upgrade over Dak Prescott? Who knows? Both quarterbacks were at number 4. You ask me, I would say intangibles, skill set, mannerisms, leadership, neck and neck right now. Dak versus Derek Carr. I'll give Dak Prescott the edge. The thing is, what puts Dak over Derek Carr, Dak Prescott will get the team. Dak Prescott, when he has the weapons, the coaching, the personnel, he can get to the playoffs. Derek Carr has had that. Well, Derek Carr has been in a bad organization for most of his career, but he has had good players to work with, but can't get to the playoffs for one reason or another. I would give Dak the slight upgrade over Derek Carr. I just would. Now, could he get this team to the playoffs? Could he get this team back in the contention for a championship? I say maybe. I think so. I think so. You got now to make that happen. As I said, they got to shed 66 million in cap space. They got to free up 66 million in cap space to make that happen. And you cutting four of your top players to add somebody to this roster. Derek Carr, Kamara, Taysom Hill, Cam Jordan. Because if we let Taysom Hill go, who was our top? I mean, I think if possible, we could get an upgrade over Juwan Johnson and Foster Moreau. But you still have Chris Olave, you still have Rashid Shaheed, A.T. Perry. The problem, would our offensive line be squared away by then? Because when Dak Prescott is on his game, when he's a really good quarterback, is when he has an offensive line and a really good running back. That's when Dak Prescott is at his peak. That's when Dak Prescott is at his apex as a quarterback. He needs a really good offensive line and a really good running back. Because when Ezekiel Elliott starts to fall off, and the running game, that offensive line wasn't what it used to be, you start to see cracks in Dak Prescott's game. Now, the other knock on Dak Prescott is they get to the playoffs, but he can't get them over the hump. It's either one issue after another. You had the number 2 seed in the playoff last season. had Green Bay at home. He couldn't get it done. Got blown out. Year prior to that, couldn't beat San Francisco. The year prior to that again, it was San Francisco again he couldn't beat. So he can get us to the playoffs, but could he get us back to the Super Bowl? You know, that's the big questions right there. Because he got all the intangibles, man. He got the leadership traits, all that. Savvy with the media, all the mannerisms. He got all that. But you need key elements for Dak Prescott to be successful. You need to have the running game needs to be situated, needs to be established. You know what I'm saying? The running game, offensive line, you know. Is Alvin Kamara gonna have anything left by then? Can Kendrick Miller stay healthy? Because Kendrick Miller will be a great weapon for Dak Prescott, you know? So we're missing a few elements for Dak for Dak to even be successful with this team. But then again, if you have a new head coach, that would be great. Now, on the flip side of this, if the Saints don't make the playoffs again, and let's say you have like a 7-10 record, 6-11 record, do you next year? The quarterback class is it's not expected to be great, but don't believe in that stuff because that stuff is subjective. It changes from month to month on these quarterbacks or these prospects are. But you got a few good senior calls coming out next year. That could be coming out. Quinn Ewers, Carson Beck of Georgia, Shador Sanders, who is expected to be a top pick in next year's draft. The thing is, will Dion allow his son to be drafted by the Saints? Because Coach Prime has already came out and said that they're gonna pull an Eli. And what Eli and if many of you already know, if y'all don't know, Eli Manning was drafted by the San Diego Chargers at the time, but he refused to go there and he got sent to the New York Giants, because he didn't want to be picked up by the Chargers, and the Chargers went and drafted Philip Rivers. And with Philip Rivers there, the Chargers moved off for Drew Brees, and Drew Brees came to the Saints. And y'all know what happens next. So if these quarterbacks are coming out, do you want to even expect? Do you want to even expend that money on Dak Prescott when you could just draft a quarterback, you get a new head coach, and just reset the books, get the salary cap situation figured out with new players in the building? You know, it's a different. It's a lot. So we have ways to go till we cross that bridge, but it happens. It comes around fast. But we'll see how it play out, man. But the optics are pointing towards Dak becoming a free agent, an unrestricted free agent. Now they're saying that they're still trying to work on the deal, but I'm about, I would say 70 to 80% sure that no deal will be done between now and training camp, and even into the regular season, no deal will not be made. I think they're gonna play this year out, and if if Dak has another letdown in the playoffs, another one and done, or they don't make the playoffs at all, I think he's going to be a free agent. I think he's going to be finding another team. But he's going to have a long list of teams that are going to be interested in signing Dak Prescott. A long list. So he's paid, man. He's going to be paid regardless. With Jerry, he's going to be paid by Jerry or by somebody else. But we just got to see how things going to play out with Derek Carr. We got to see how, things play out with him because This is probably like his last shot at showing that his last chance to show that he is a starting quarterback in his league. Because if not, he could be heading into bridge category, bridge QB category. So we'll see how it play out though. Now I want to look at the rest of the teams that they had on this list. So the Saints were at number 9. You got Miami on the list, the Giants, Seahawks, Jets, Tennessee Titans, the Raiders, Denver. I think Denver can make a run at him. Sean Payton might make a run at him, though. Denver and number 1, the Pittsburgh Steelers. So a lot of teams, I think most of the teams that are on this list make sense. A lot of them make sense. Giants, Seahawks. There could be teams interested in Dak Prescott, man. They're going to have a lot of cap space to give him the money that he wants. You know, Carolina, Rams, Tampa Bay, Arizona, Minnesota, New England. It's going to be the Wild Wild West after next season. So we'll see how it play out, man. All right, so all I have for y'all for right now. Give me a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how you feel. Do you feel as though Dak would be an upgrade over Derek Carr? Do you think the Saints will make the necessary moves to fit Dak onto the salary cap? And in the future, check out SportsView 360/Saints for latest content in the New Orleans Saints organization. Have a blessed day. Peace. I'm out. Who dat?